Smith Needle Black Quant VTF here, T3 Live, and if it's Tuesday, it's the Wheels in Motion show. Usually we like to do it on Tuesday because what that shows us is follow through from a Monday where you avoid that turnaround Tuesday where it looks good and then goes the other way. We don't have that luxury this week, but we've got earnings season, so we're going to be good time to learn how to trade some gaparoos and all that kind of good stuff. So if we go from today and you look at Win, resorts on the 60-minute, right? And so here, it's very important because you can slow this down. You know, I'm always talking really fast, and people are like, Rob, you're talking too fast. I'm like, okay, once you get it, then you understand what I'm saying. So let's slow it down. And so what we have here, Win, gaps down, that's a 2 down, right? No question about it. But it's green. So once it goes here and goes inside on the 60 and goes up, you can take that. That's a 2-1-2 reversal, right? And you will hear us say, mind the flip. Mind the flip. The new 60's coming. And you can see right exactly, right? It opened on the high of the hour. So the magnitude on this was just to take that out, which you did, 145.01. Then it's a matter of whether it keeps going. So right on the flip, right? It's like you make 10 cents or whatever. It's like not much. But at this point, it starts dropping. And so what that does, at that point, you can say it's still green on the day, Rob. I'm like, yes, but the scenario is a 2 down day, right? Definitely. So when you take this out, you set up the rev strat here, inside, then 2 up, then down, here, below 144.51. And our magnitude is to take this out and hopefully to take this out, which you did. Boom, here, 144.51 comes down. Then you mind the flip. It goes down, comes back, goes green after taking this out. And so the broadening formation here looks like this. And a lot of people will get caught up in that a broadening formation is like is geometry. It's not. What we're identifying as outside bars because we know that phenomenon exists. So what I mean by that, if this here was a 4-hour bar, it'd be an outside bar of this. Right, because we know that phenomenon exists. Then it's got to stay out. So even if you held it and said, okay, I want to have a reversal against me, you wouldn't have covered here until the high of 142.38. So I want to be very clear about that. So with earnings, right now we've got Netflix is out. In Netflix, oops, let me pull it up. Netflix right now was down and then up. Let me see what it's doing right now. Okay, Netflix back to 341. So Netflix here on the monthly range, still pretty tight. So the opening of the month was 326.10. Still held that, even though it backed off a little bit. So now if we go to the daily, you're going to see this here. Ooh, what's that? Rev strat day to the upside over 341. Right now you're right there. You're right there. So it's not moving much. It's like it has moved. So coming in the morning, I'd want to know if it opens flat and then rev strats to the upside, right? Because at this point, it's also still an inside week, right? So we can expect the chop. But we'll respect that rev strat if we can get that going with full time frame continuity to the upside. We'll see. IBM. Been waiting to see how the Red Hat thing goes in Red Hat. So at this point, we've known this from the weekend vids and things I talk about. The monthly rev strat is in force when the earnings came out. Here, inside bar, poke down, boom, rev strat here over 136.42. Now it's at 145. So you're coming up here. So the question is, you're going to be strong enough to take this out because you can see these 3 months are still inside of this. But this is an outside bar, right? So anytime we have full time frame continuity and we don't have a reversal against us, we're looking to take this out. It'll be 147.35. That's only a couple more bucks. So IBM looking good so far. We'll see how that goes. What we have been noticing is a defensive posture, even though the SPY keeps doing this. SPY keeps grinding higher. But we've been noticing that normally you'd see a more defensive posture in a down market, which we're not seeing. What we're seeing in an up market, and that's VNQ REITs here. VNQ coming up. And they're either expecting something or they're just rotating in to get a little bit more yield up here at new highs. But all we have to do is follow the strat. Don't think, right? Just know what do we know to be true. 2 reversal on VNQ. And the things that's been the weekend videos, if you get those, We talk about this. Here's their, I don't think that was inside, but let me see. Nope. So this is just a 2-2 reversal on letter O. 2 down, 2 back up over 76.59, right? So it's just potentially starting there. And another advantage that we have is knowing that certain stocks will trade together. So this will trade with triple N here. And that's just triggering here over 55.57. So just starting, we're a little bit late in the month, but we've known about that because we've been watching other REITs like PSA here on the 2-2 hammer reversal here over 214.77, now 221.85. EXR here, and we've talked about this for the last few weeks, and that's over 107.88, now 112.16. We'll take that. Netflix going to the highs right now. It is officially a RevStrat day, but it's after hours, so we'll see what comes in the morning. DLR, there you go, hammer reversal 2-2 in your REIT. Over 120.98, trading 125. We'll take that. Utilities. Good. Utilities here. And you can see this on the monthly. XLU goes inside, goes RevStrat, and then backs off, but then continues it here into the upside. And it's had quite the gangbusters move of late. If you go to the daily, you can see this. And we've known about stuff like AWK here still going. EXC to a lesser extent, right? But it is RevStrat monther. It was inside, pokes down. Still, as you can see, 3 months inside of here. So we're going to see if we can get out of that. And you've had your your Duke powers and your AEPs. Here's your Duke inside, month and up. 2 down, inside, 2-1-2 inside, month back to the upside. AEP, ED, all these things. So we'll see if that continues. And you can see this ED still hasn't taken the 2 months to the upside on the weekly. You go here. Now it's trying to take it out. And so just like some AWKs that have really moved out, and they've had some nice moves, but we're seeing that too. We're also seeing them going into some XLP. An XLP monthly here, just going into the highs, 3-2 year. But you can see here, you got this, the 2 down, 2 up, and now still going. So it's just a continuation because we've seen stuff like the Pepsis and the Cokes, all still skirting the highs. You can watch something like Mondelez here, because what we want is these things that when people say catch up, things don't catch up. What will happen is that if the rotation is hard enough that we can go after the ones that are running as well as the ones that trigger. So here, Mondelez is trying to continue after the inside month to the upside, and your Hershey's, and your all kind of stuff like that, and maybe post here. Post inside month to the upside, just not rocketing, but drifting higher. And we can watch the lower food chain that's not going, like General Mills here. Had a nice Momo Hammer day. And you can see on the monthly, just 3 months inside of this here, right? So if we can get out of there, but what happens is since this bar is live, right, and these two are closed, what that means is this is a 2-month inside pattern. And anytime you're above that, that's a 2 if this was a 2-month chart, right? And that's why we pay attention to the compound stuff like that. If we go to, let's go to the Teslers. Come on. Good. Do we like nice long red and green bars? We do. Tesla actually bumped again almost 550 here after hours. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll bore you to death in here. Right? Be like, this thing's doing nothing, right? Well, the thing was we had the announcement that the coronavirus is in the United States, and that brought the market down a little bit. And then Tesla didn't do anything; it just sat there, so don't care. And then later in the day, boom, there you go, and back up towards the highs. So you have exhaustion risk. It's just that it over the weekend there was a good chance of being an inside week, but I said it's Tesla. This thing's moving like gangbusters, and boom, takes it out, goes into new highs. Beyond the meat. Come on, get. Believe it or not, still an inside week, but we've known about this since the RevStrat week, and we've got the month here. This is a 2 down, 2 up, right? And that's why you want to know about this, because what you can do is you can take all this stuff, right, and you look at all the reversal months, and you get in there, create a winning position, And then the ones that don't stop you out, that don't have a reversal against you, you stay in. The other ones you stop out. By the end of the month, you're long Tesla, Beyond, and all the good stuff and all the Utes, right? Good, makes sense? Sure should. So here, when 2-2, and I'm like, this is a big move down, right? Unless you're in from down here, right? But then we start off the week with inside day. Boom. Then 30 right here. There's your inside 30 to the upside. There's another one to the upside. Triangle the out, inside 30, and back off to the races into the highs. If we go to DRI, and DRI, still handily inside month, and I'll be aware of that. Right? Still handily an inside month, but it's an outside-inside month. So the good thing about that is it sets up the potential 3-1-2, right, where our magnitude will be to take this out, right, so long as you're profitable. And so the way that would look on a continuation is this on the weekly. Here's your broadening formation here. Here's your 2 up. Here's your 2 down, and boom. This goes 2-2-2 week continuation over 114.89. It's close. It's not there yet, but we'll see. It was also on the monthly, like I said, outside, inside, 3-1-2. Have you seen that before? You did if you were looking at the daily, outside, inside, up. And the reason that's important is that they were willing to sell down and pay up and then meet in an equilibrium, right? So at this point, our magnitude was simply to take this out. But when you trade with full time frame continuity, good things tend to happen. And so far, trying to happen there. Motorola, MSI. MSI here, inside day. Inside month to the upside. We'll see how that plays out on a second day of the week. Home Builders ITB. ITB, inside month to the upside. All right. Going to new highs. Right. So you got some exhaustion risk. And I mentioned a bunch of this in the weekend video. And you've got like KBH. Goes inside week to the upside. Right. It also does this for the month. Here, inside month to the upside, just got some exhaustion risk. But what we want to look for too is stuff that, like I said, it's not catch up. When people say catch up, things don't catch up. It's understanding that when you come back through previous range as opposed to going into the highs, that you still might have some shorts to stop out when you have full time frame continuity upside. That gives more fuel to the fire, and that's why it's not catch up. It's more guys to stop out. So here you're a 2-2 month to the upside. Over 75.66, and that's good right here at 80.67. Now let's go take these guys out. Why not? If we go to PEN, this had a nice day to start off the day. It's still an inside month handily. We'll be aware of that. And on the weekly, I believe, inside week to the upside here. And you want to look for stuff that has some nice ranges, or it has, and at least it did here. It starts off the week, so we'll have to see if that comes follow through. If we go to Uber had a nice start to the week. And this is why when you come in the Monday or Tuesday, whatever this first day of the week is, inside month to the upside. Right? Is that on the buy list? Sure is. Boom. And so as soon as it starts running, you know what to do. Find a way in there. All right? So we get the 30. Here's a nice 30 here. Even if you waited, here's your 2-1-2 continuation to start the day. Up inside. Here above 36.31 gives you this, boom, measured move, up, sideways, little reversal, doesn't take much out. Then here's the 2-1-2 reversal back into full time frame continuity right there above 37.10, and there you go. If we go to gold not doing a whole bunch here, but gold is inside quarter to the upside. See this? This is how you read a chart without having to have the quarterly chart. You see these 3 months? They're inside these 3, aren't they? Yep. Was that the end of the quarter? It was. So inside quarter to the up for gold. And then if you go to JNUG, you'll see this. Still red on the month. But for the weekly, you're close to going 2-2. Right? Here. 2 down, and then 2 up, and JNUG over 77.90. And then you can look for things that are already strong, like FNV. Weekly is already going to the highs here and stuff like that, so if they can take that out. A little boring, but we do have Intel inside week to the upside with MU, and of course you can watch that with SMH and all your other faves over there. On the downside, Regeneron starts off with a beating here, and Regeneron Here, once again, outside bar, 2 reversal back in, 3, 2, 2. And your magnitude is to take this out because we know that's a broadening formation, right? We know that occurs. 364.50. Boom. Does it in one shot, right? So we'll see if that gets any weaker. It's also potential 3-month. It's like we've been waiting for these things for a long time, but right now, anytime this thing ticks down, potential outside month because we know that exists. Boeing. Ah. So Boeing trying to take all this stuff out, right? It was bringing the Dow down today. More bad news here. So now you got some exhaustion risk because you are going into the lows. The question is, what's the next two? Are you anywhere near taking this out? You are not. The best thing you could hope for alongside would be an inside day. But for the most part, Boeing still having some issues here in a big up market and trying to see if this is a consolidation pattern of this, which means down, sideways, measured move and come down and try and take these guys out here at 292.47. We'll see. The other disasters here are steel. Nucor on the monthly is a 2-2 to the downside, and I talked about all this stuff in the weekend vid. Inside week to the downside. Letter X is still 3-2 down back into single digits on the monthly. You've got KALU in aluminum doing this. The outside 3-2 down. STLD, CRS, all having monthly issues here going into the low. So some real problems over there. If we go to Target, there's your 2-2 month on the gap here, and then RevStrat day into the low. So we know about that. We sure did. Full time frame counter to the downside. So Target's still having some problems over there. If you go to Marriott here, you can see this on the daily. 2-2 reversal to the downside. So whenever you have like a tight range in here and you break out, but then you have a 2-2, you want to go back through this previous range because all these guys who thought they bought a breakout or whatever, they're going to have stops here, 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 here. So Marriott having some issues. It also red on the month, which means anytime we got full time frame continuity to the downside tomorrow, you're a 2-2 weaker into the basement potentially. How's letter H doing? They were getting hit a little bit today too, and you can see this clear as day. The tight range, pop it up, boom, 2-2. If we go to XLE, oh boy, these energies, I tell you. XLE, inside weak to the downside, gives you an oxy. 2-2 reversal here per the weekend video. Still green on the month, but it is what it is. And Chevron does this continuation to give you the 1-bar RevStrat inside outside monther. Still stuck in all this range, but still having some problems over there. And Helmerich Payne per the weekend video does this inside weak to the downside. All right, there's your 2, 1, 2 down. Chicken's having some problems here too. SAFM, and we knew about this. It's also weekend vid. Monthly gives you this. The 2-2 month reversal here below 160, 177, trading 150, 274. And once again, we know that we can watch everything. PPC, TSN, right? TSN potential 1-bar RevStrat monther. Yeah, and that reminds me, I forgot about the towers on the good side. SBAC is still inside month to the upside. You can watch that with CCI, right? In American Tar, what they often trade very similarly. If we go to Conoco, back to the energies. Conoco, now red on the month on the inside week break here and coming back through all this kind of stuff. If you go to QURE, here's another full time framer continuity to the downside. Potential 3-month, and so you always want to be aware of that because even if it doesn't make it, it can be a compound 3, which means you're a failed 2 and back and then coming down here, and that probability continues so long as you are right on all time frames and had a nice inside day to the downside. There's your 3-1-2 Chicago Puker. FSLR, also now Trying to go 2 months to downside rev strat here inside, 3 months inside of here, a little tight. But one of the other things we look for is that range expansion of the expansion, which means an outside bar takes out both sides. They're willing to pay up and willing to sell down. And if the loser is more aggressive on the sell side, so for the rest of the week below 52.75. Just a few more on the monthly. You still have Cummins Engine is an inside month and down. Not everybody can say that. Let's see, what else did we have here? ICPT, that's a 2-2-month reversal. ARWR here, inside month to the downside. Even Disney at this point is threatening inside month to the downside. But we've got earnings coming out, and so a lot of this stuff can be demonstrational, and when I say that, it means I'm showing you what to look for. Tesla breaks 550, by the way. I'm demonstrational, so everything's going to be within sequence. We have a lot of gaps that are going to be coming. We want to know how to do that, and you want to know how to stay in these things that are still good, where a lot of people will say, beast mode, but I'm out. No, still good. And so hopefully, not only am I giving you some good research to go forward, but also demonstrationally showing you what to look for, why to look for it, and why it's happening. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Eagle Black at Quant T3 Live here. And if it's Tuesday, it's the Wheels in Motion show.